I think Dave essentially was very proud of Chris. He was very supportive of Chris. He was in the room from like he could have been anywhere, but he showed up to support Chris Rock do this live taping.
Will Smith now has to deal with Dave Chapelle taking the mick out of him, as if one comedian roasting him wasn't enough. Dave just reacted to Chris Rock's caustic performance on his Netflix special in which he completely crushed Will Smith, and he is overjoyed that Chris did so. Everyone appears to be conspiring against Will. But why are Dave and Chris banding together against Will? Kiana Dancy, on the other hand, might have something to say about that.
I believe wholeheartedly that, they're friends, they care about each other, they love each other, and I'm sure many times Chris have run some material past Dave and vice versa.
Does this imply that Chris Rock and Dave Chapelle wrote Will Smith's roast together? If that's the case, why does Dave Chapelle despise Will Smith so much? We don't really know at this point, but Dave appreciated the fact that Chris Rock totally destroyed Will Smith on stage.
After the show, there was a lot of one-on-one with Dave. He got on the mic at the after party and was like, man, you killed it, you killed it.
Chris had also come well prepared, according to Kiana, with the explosives he dropped on the Netflix special. She emphasized that Dave and Chris frequently employ the same style and run their writing by each other, but Chris is far more rigorous in his preparation.
Chris is analytical. He writes, he postcards and moving around. It's a whole, just like in the beginning of the special, you saw him going through it, writing and changing it.
Does this imply that Chris Rock had been planning what he said for a long time? If that's the case, it appears he was more hurt by Will Smith's slap at the Oscars than he let on, which is strange given how he pretended it wasn't a huge problem for the first few months. Chris, on the other hand, has gone all in on Will Smith, and even Jada Smith and Dave Chapelle seem to approve. So, what exactly is Chris and Dave's relationship like? It all began when Chris realized the value of having an ally in the competitive world of comedy, particularly as a black comedian. He made a concerted effort to befriend Dave, to whom he is frequently compared, and the two have been close ever since. Their bond extends beyond the theater into their private lives. They like spending time together with their friends or just the two of them, and Dave was there for Chris at one of the most difficult moments of his life, his divorce and custody struggle. Dave's question to Chris Rock about if he sobbed gave Chris the confidence he needed to realize that it's okay for a man to express his feelings. But these two comedic legends share more than just a personal bond. Chris has been an outspoken supporter of Dave's work, particularly after his massive comeback in 2017 after a lengthy absence from the industry. They even did a collaborative comedy tour called the Complete Blackout Tour, which sold out cities around the country. According to The Independent, Dave would come up at Chris's shows at random and end up spending hours on stage with him. That wasn't simply a cameo, they'd riff on issues, tag each other's lines, and have the audience in stitches. That would certainly explain their close friendship, as well as Dave Chappelle's hate for Will Smith. Consider how he reacted to Will Smith's slap by mocking him.
I was laughing at first.
This is made much more perplexing by the fact that Will and Dave were formerly great friends. Will once sought Dave for help when he wanted to do his first stand-up comedy gig. Dave also reacted to the slap in perplexing ways, implying that Chris would file charges against Will Smith for smacking him on stage. We know that didn't happen, but given the two's friendship, it wouldn't be unusual for Dave to know something the rest of the world doesn't. The two announced a co-headlining tour for 2023, which began on January 20th. This 5-show tour, which lasted a week, took the duo to Oklahoma City, St. Louis, Memphis, Birmingham, and North Charleston. This tour is a continuation of their long-standing friendship and collaboration. They previously announced a 9-city tour in December 2021, performing in California and Arizona. The audience erupted as Chris Rock took the stage at the 2022 Academy Awards, slinging jokes left and right. But then he made a joke that was a bit too personal for Jada Pinkett Smith, who suffers from alopecia and has been outspoken about her hair loss. Smith went onto the stage without warning and smacked Rock across the face. Rock was left shocked, unsure of what had just occurred. The drama did not stop there. Smith earned the Best Actor award for his performance in King Richard shortly after the incident, but he was unable to completely appreciate the experience. He apologized with tears, admitting that love can drive you insane. Smith took to Instagram the next day to publicly apologize to Rock for his outburst. He admitted his error, adding he was out of line and wrong. Smith's actions, unfortunately, had consequences. He resigned from the Academy and was barred from attending the Academy Awards for the next 10 years. He seems to have lost friends too, and is now taking banters from literally everyone. Oh, poor Will. And that's it from us today. Until next time, bye.